Hello everyone, and welcome to week 1 pretest examples. After week 1 you should be able to work through the following problems from your pretest. Now the problems that I will work will be similar to, but not the actual problems that are on your pretest. Alright, so you should be able to work through number 1 on your pretest, and it was a order of operation problem. So let's look at this one. Let's take a look at it. Alright, so the first thing I see is I have multiplication and division. Now since I have both of these within my problem on this step, then I will perform the operation that comes first as I go from left to right. Remember, we have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So since the multiplication operation comes first as I go from left to right in the problem, that's the operation that I will perform first. So 7 times 3 is 21 plus 8 divided by 2. Then I would perform the division between the 8 and the 2. Positive 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Last step would be addition. 21 plus 4, 25. Okay. Another order of operations problem, number 2 in your pretests, or similar to it. I have parentheses here, so I want to work inside any enclosures that I have. So I have some parentheses. Let's perform that subtraction that is inside the parentheses there. 10 minus 7 is simply 3. Okay, now since I didn't have a negative or anything outside of that parentheses to multiply that by, I can go ahead and drop off those parentheses. Okay, so now I have exponents that I need to simplify. 3 squared, that means 3 times 3, which is simply 9. Keep everything else just like it is. Again, I have multiplication and division in this problem. So again, in this problem, multiplication comes first, since that's what I see first as I go from left to right between the 9 and the 2. Next, I would perform the division between the 18 and the 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And then the last step would be the addition. 2 plus 6 would be 8. Okay, so if you just follow that order, you can we should come out with the same answers each time. All right, it says number 3 says to simplify. Okay, so I want to use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses here. So I'm going to use the distributive property here. I'm going to distribute the 2 to the x and that positive 4. 2 times positive x is just 2 times x. 2 times positive 4 is 8, and that will be simplified. Okay, number 4 says to simplify also. So they don't have any parentheses here, so I'm going to combine like terms. So I have 3x plus 4x. 3 plus 4 is 7x. Then I have a positive 8 minus 2. 8 minus 2 is positive 6. 7x plus 6. Alrighty, and the last problem will be number 24. It also says to simplify. We have a lot of enclosures, several enclosures there. We have braces here, we have brackets, and we have parentheses. So we would start in the innermost enclosure and see if we can do anything inside of there, which we can't. So this is an understood positive 1. So let's use that distributive property with 1 and distribute here and here to get rid of those parentheses. So that will give us 10x minus, I'm going to keep all of my enclosures like they are. Now you can change them, but I'm going to keep them just like they are. Now I won't have parentheses anymore because I'm using the distributive property to get rid of them. 1 times negative 4y is negative 4y. 1 times 2, positive 1 times 2 is positive 2. Close it with my bracket and my brace. Okay, I'm going to work inside the brackets here where I have y minus 4y plus 2. That's understood to be a 1y, so I want to combine the like terms inside the brackets there. And we'll just keep working like that until we work our way out of all of the enclosures. So 1y minus 4y is negative 3y plus 2. Now the reason I kept the brackets here is because I had a negative 2 outside of those brackets. And what that tells me is that I'm going to have to use the distributive property with that negative 2. So I'm going to have to distribute that negative 2 to each one of those terms inside those brackets, and that will allow me to get rid of my brackets there. So negative 2 times negative 3y is positive 6y. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. Okay, so now I'm looking inside my braces here. I have 8y plus 6y minus 4. I have some like terms in there, so I want to combine the like terms inside those braces. 8y plus 6y, I can combine that to make 14y. Okay, and then my last step is going to be to get rid of the braces. Right now I have a minus in front of those braces. So just like up here where we had a plus in front of the parentheses, we said that was positive 1. Down here that's the same thing as negative 1, and I want to distribute that negative 1 to each one of those terms. So I'm going to use the distributive property again with negative 1. So the 10x will stay like it is. Negative 1 times positive 14y is negative or minus 14y. Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive or plus 4. Okay, I hope this video was, I think we have one more problem. Let's see here. Yeah, one more. All right, number 27. It says to evaluate. Okay, so it gives us the expression x squared plus 5x plus 10, and it wants us to evaluate that expression when x equals negative 4. So we're going to substitute negative 4 in the place, everywhere we see an x, we're going to replace that x with negative 4. And then after we substitute, we're going to evaluate by using the order of operations. Now we have parentheses here, but there are no operations inside either one of those parentheses. So the next step would be exponents. Negative 4 squared. Since that is in parentheses, that means negative 4 times negative 4, which will make that positive 16. After exponents, multiplication or division, we have multiplication between the 5, the positive 5, and the negative 4. So 16, 5 times negative 4, negative or minus 20, plus 10. Then addition, subtraction from left to right. So I have 16 minus 20, so I'm going to go ahead and simplify that. If I have 16 and I take away 20, that will put me at negative 4. And then negative 4 plus 10. If I have negative $4 in my bank account, but I add 10, make a $10 deposit, then I would have $6. Okay, I hope this video was helpful to you, and I wish you well.